Life is brimming with questions that confound the enlightened mind. Is space truly endless? What do women want? And the most imperative question of all, why does Tamiya paint skip from ETSF 28 to ETSF 49? Tonight on Sunward Hobbies, we will try to uncover, as best as I can, why one of the hobby's most popular paints has this strange numerical anomaly. Strap in. For the next 5 minutes, you're going to be subject to the many things that only my active mind thinks about. So, take a look at any hobby paint brand out there. AK, Too Thin Coats, Citadel to some extent. They all have a numbering system that's pretty straightforward and easy to understand. Let's say with AK, it starts at 11001 and goes all the way to 11200, largely intact. Stop. Before you even interrupt me, I know exactly what you're going to say. But David, Vallejo Model Air has an interruption in its numbering system. Yes, it does. Which is why I have brought out this example. So with Model Air, the colors go from 71001, then they go to 71143, and then it skips all the way up to 71244. And there is a reason for that. Aside from single paints, Vallejo also makes paint sets. And they number them according to whether they're Model Color, Model Air, Game Air. So in the Model Air line, their very first paint set is 71144. And that goes all the way to 71243, where it then reconciles with Model Air's single paints. So that mystery is solved. But that still doesn't answer today's question. Why does Tamiya paint skip from 28 to 49? Tamiya doesn't make any paint sets. Well, upon researching this elusive topic, the most agreed upon answer is that Tamiya used to have a whole bunch of paints that have since been discontinued. Now, what were those paints? According to my research, and I'm not even entirely sure if this is 100% accurate, but this is what I saw and this is what I'm going by. ETSF 29 used to be semi-gloss black, which is now ETS 18. ETSF 30 was dark green 2 RAF, which is now ETSF 81. ETSF 31 was titanium gold, that is now ETS 31. 32 was titanium silver, which is now ETS 32. Now here's where it gets interesting. ETSF 33 was black IJN. I assume that that is the cowling cover of Japanese naval aircraft, but as far as I know, Tamiya never recreated that one. ETSF 34 was white IJN. That's another one I have never seen. 35 semi-gloss clear, that is now ETS 35. 36 buff RAF. Tamiya does have a buff color now, but this one says it's for RAF, so I don't know how different that is. 37 was red-brown RAF. Now again, Tamiya has a red-brown in XF64, but being RAF, again, that could have a slight difference to it. 38 was dark red RAF. No idea what that is. 39 deck brown. They have linoleum deck color and deck tan, so I'm not sure what this one is either. 40 was light gray, which is now XF66. 41 was pale green, which I assume was an RAF interior green color. The closest to that is XF76, I believe. 42 was RLM gray, which is now XF22. 43 yellow-green IJN. I think that's cockpit green for like Nakajima aircraft. Closest to that might be XF4. 44 dark sea gray 2. There's a dark sea gray, but don't know how different this one was. 45 field blue 2. Field blue XF50. 46 was flat clear, which is now XF86. 47 red brown IJN. Let's just get through this. And the last one, 48 khaki 2. So as I pointed out, some of these paints do still exist with a new number, but many others are a mystery. So you're probably asking yourself, if Tamiya repurposed these paints and gave them new numbers, then why doesn't Tamiya just take the opportunity to make some new colors and slot them into place, finally filling in that nasty gap? I mean, Tamiya could really use some new colors. Well, the most common explanation I could find was millions of years ago, in Tamiya's really old kits, some of these paints are actually listed in their instructions. Now, since they are discontinued and they are of the belief that there are still people out there building Tamiya kits from the 60s, they fear that if they make a new paint with this old number, it's not going to match and people are going to be confused. So they feel the best option is to just pretend that these paints never existed. Well, I do not like that explanation. If that is the case, then why doesn't Tamiya rebox these old kits and update the instructions so that when they make some new paints and possibly put them in these old numbers, they'll be up to date. There won't be any confusion. Normally, I know I'm against reboxes, especially the ones that don't really change the contents of the kit, but you have no idea how much it bothers me when I'm picking an order and I come to Tamiya and I see that damn gap. I mean, doesn't it bother you too? Of course not. What was I talking about? Okay, this rant's over. So feel free to check out our selection of Tamiya paints at Sunward Hobbies in store or online. We've got them all from XF1 to XF28 and from XF49 to XF93. Thank you very much for watching this video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on our socials, and until the next one, Adios.